Hey guys, Stellar here. I'm back with another video for you guys, and now that I have made a few clarifications and given a little bit of a backstory, let's get to the heart of the matter. Let's get down to the nitty-gritty. Let's get down to the real tea. So after the whole fracture of the group, the 5 remaining of us vowed to try to put everything behind us, and we just wanted to start making plans to go back to making fun streams. After all, that's what we were all about. And everything seemed to be headed in the right direction. We did still have a lot of support, which was a positive, and there still were many unanswered questions, but for the most part, we all just decided to keep moving forward, and if any of the questions arose, we just weren't going to give it any more attention. We're just going to keep on moving forward. Time to get back to fun things and move away from any of the drama that had played out. Well, at least not do any more public drama. Let's go back to April, which is the month that the group would finally meet its end. On April 10th, Dee notified us that she was given a strike by the drama queen, aka TT. She was understandably upset and very frustrated. Mind you, she had already lost a channel and she was in fear that she could lose another channel. So we understood why she was upset. We understood why she was in this state of panic. I tried to reassure her that she had nothing to worry about, as did Sadie, and we reassured her that we would be there to help her, to support her, and try to figure all this out. And we told her, you can fight this, and you can win it. You see, Kaylee had also been issued a strike by the drama queen, and she was able to fight it and win. So we were pretty certain that, Dee could do the same. Sadie made it clear that Dee's videos seemed to follow the rules of fair use, so that all Dee really needed to do was submit a counterclaim stating just that. But it seemed that nothing that we were saying was getting through to Dee, and she continued in panic mode. She was upset, which was very evident, but we tried to get her to chill out, and we suggested that she not let the drama queen see her sweat, so to speak. We all knew that by Dee losing her cool would be exactly what people wanted to see. So again, we said, let's handle this quietly. Let's get our ducks in a row. And you just have to submit a counterclaim and you'll be all right. Although I understood Dee being so upset, I also was aware that continuing to provoke the drama queen was the whole reason she received the strikes in the first place. And I made a statement that really rubbed Dee the wrong way. And yes, maybe it was something she didn't want to hear at the time, but regardless, it was the way I had always looked at things when it came to making videos about the drama queen. I explained to Dee that I knew the risk that I took every time I made a video, that there was a possibility that, the drama queen could strike me. So I knew the risk. And, if I were to get a strike, I pretty much deserved it, so to speak. Well, Dee did not want to hear that, and she made it quite clear that she was very unhappy with that remark. But I mean, come on, I was being real. I have always known the risk that I run of getting a strike anytime I upload a drama queen video or use any video that has somebody else's content. In fact, I've been given a couple strikes from the Gruesome Twosome, and I could have fought those very easily and won because my videos do fall under fair use. But it wasn't worth my time and it wasn't worth my energy, so I didn't even bother with it. So yeah, I was looking at this as not really a big deal, but she was my friend and I was going to support her and help her in any way that I could. So Sadie and I rolled up our sleeves because the other girls weren't around for much of this, and we got busy lending our time and efforts, regardless of what we were thinking, with the strikes, and regardless of what was going on in our real world at that time. The next day, we spent a lot of back and forth between the 3 of us, and the others, like I said, they weren't around. They had other obligations, so it was the 3 of us working on this. Dee had come to us with her rendition of a counterclaim, and from what we read, it really didn't seem to be something that was going to help Dee's claims. It was more like, I make videos to show how TT lies, and she bullies me, etc., etc., etc. Sadie told Dee to stick to the basics and explain that the videos Dee was making abided by the requirements of fair use, that the counterclaim was not to inform YouTube of all the crappy things the drama queen was doing, but was to defend the rights to make her videos. They fell under fair use. It seemed like Dee wasn't really grasping that, and she was so adamant that she wanted to tell YouTube what was going on and why she was making these videos about the drama queen. You know, I mean, just she's a bully and she's mean and all these things. But I mean, come on, did that really sound like a good defense? I make endless videos about this woman to show what a bully she is to me and others. We understood where Dee was coming from, so we really didn't push that issue. I took the time and I decided to write up something in order to help Dee word things better. I took much of Sadie's suggestions, and I also included some of Dee's own words about her feelings and her experiences with the drama queen. It was a pretty good response, if you ask me. So anyhow, I passed it along to Dee, and I told her, you know, do whatever you want with it. You can use it, you can edit it, you can do whatever you want. I just want to help you word things a little bit better. I just wanted to help her defend herself against this strike because I knew how upset it was making her. She did end up by getting help from somebody we didn't really know of, but she felt, felt secure with using their advice. So we're like, okay. So we thought it was handled. But regardless of all of that, everything that we'd helped her with, Dee took to basically bartering with the drama queen, which to me looked as though she was begging the drama queen and was willing to do whatever she needed to do to have the drama queen remove the strike. They were having a back and forth, and she was asking her about that. I thought it was foolish, especially because it was certain that she would win this counterclaim, and by then we had already spent so many hours helping her with all of this, yet really she felt the need to reach out to the drama queen and look as what I thought was desperate. Again, I understood where Dee was coming from, but I believe she was only making herself look foolish and look defeated. And yep, I had something to say about it. I wasn't sure what was going on when I first saw the interaction between Dee and the drama queen. But what I saw was Dee basically begging the drama queen to remove the strikes. So I left a comment under Dee's video, I believe it was. And my comment was something along the lines, really, after what we've done for you? Meaning like, we took all this time to help you out, and that didn't reassure you. Here you are groveling at her feet, asking for her to take the strikes. I mean, we spent hours trying to calm her down. The hours we spent going back and forth, the hours we gave her advice, the hours that, we sat there and tried to walk her through this, talk her through this, had seemed like it just went out the window. Like, oh, well, let me just go to the main source and, that's what really matters. So yeah, I felt let down. And I was trying to reach out to Dee privately to say, what are you doing? Why are you doing this? Why are you looking like you are begging for the drama queen's help in all of this? We've helped you. I tried to, but she wasn't answering me. So I left a comment publicly. And yeah, that did not sit well with Dee at all. In fact, she came back with a pretty stern message to me, and she let me know that she was very unhappy. She was very upset about my comment. And she basically told me that she was upset because I was making her look dumb. Now, that wasn't my intention. But thinking about it, she herself was making herself look dumb, carrying on in such a way. I mean, what are people going to think? Here she is, bartering with the devil, if you will. The whole strike issue was so consuming. And it was really just getting to her, and she was just lashing out at everyone around her, and everyone was feeling her wrath. I let her know that by then I was angry and I was hurt, and I told her I would remove the comment, but I really, really felt left down by her. Here we had spent all this time, and I just felt like it was just a slap in the face. The whole issue with her strike went on for days. It was wearing thin on us, especially Sadie and I. Sadie had so much going on with her beloved Darcy, and I had stresses of my own that were going on. Neither of us wanted to continue on with this nonsense. I mean, we had done all that we could, as far as the strike was concerned. And now our support for Dee was being tested by her increasing anger. Anyhow, on April 14th, all hell broke loose yet again. Sadie had reached her breaking point, and Dee's attitude was not helping the matters at all. Long story short, that day was the end of the group as we would ever know it. Sadie left the DM group, and she asked that we not try to mend things at all, because this time she was absolutely done with the group, and she was done with Dee for good. She was not doing this again. She was over it. She was done. Now, I won't go into the details of all of that, but let me just say the things that transpired that day shocked all of us, and all of us were very, very upset. And I felt that, Sadie was justified in leaving and never wanting to look back. Now, as I said before, the other two ladies weren't around as much, so they missed some of the things that went on, but they were there for that day, and they saw what transpired, and it was just ugly. Everything got so ugly. And after Sadie left the DM group, Just Be Me made it clear that Dee was in the wrong, and she owed Sadie a major apology. After that blowout, everyone left the DM group, with the exception of me, which is how I know the timelines and what was said. Everything is still there in the DM. Anyhow, I quickly reached out to Sadie to make sure that she was okay. I remembered her being a bit shocked, but I told her, I'm not going anywhere. You're stuck with me whether you like it or not. Because she didn't want to have anything to do with the group. And I was like, I'm not going to go anywhere. You're my friend. She expressed to me how sorry she was, but she would no longer continue to be any part of anything, and she didn't want any ties to Dee whatsoever. She was done. End of story. Don't convince her anything differently. Just, it's over. And I wanted to respect Sadie's wishes and not try to convince her to change her mind after she left, because the way she had been treated, I totally understood her decision. Looking back through the messages, the conversation of that day, it really has me questioning as to why I continued to put up with Dee, why I put up with it. Because I had also gotten a tongue lashing, and I don't understand why I don't know why I even dealt with it. I should have walked away that day. I guess a part of me kind of hoped that things would work out somehow, although I knew that they wouldn't, yet I wanted to help out in some way, wanted to help. I don't know, I just wished that everything could come back together, but I would totally respect Sadie's wishes, and I was not going to convince her to change her mind or think differently. She was hurt, and it was understandable why she left and wanted nothing to do with any of it anymore. So there went another member of the group, and now we're going to do what? Now what's going on? We talked things out amongst each other, with the exception of Sadie, and it was this time Dee who asked that we not talk about the situation publicly. Oh yes, she suggested that. She felt as though if people knew what happened yet again, she would be seen as the blame for all the issues, for all the problems that the group was having. So we agreed, the four of us agreed that we would keep it between us, the four of us, okay? And we agreed that we weren't going to talk about it. We wouldn't make any mention of it again. We weren't going to talk about this publicly because, it was between us. Isn't that funny? I was wrong for suggesting that the first go-around with Kaylee. Although I had good intentions of trying to, keep things quiet, I got ragged on for that. But this time we needed to keep quiet for sure because it wasn't going to look good on Dee's behalf. Anyhow, I had good intentions of trying to hang on to what we had left, and by then it was evident that the group known as the Sassy Sisters was dead. But this isn't the end of the story. Not just yet. Anyhow, that's all I have for you guys right now. Remember, each and every one of you are awesome. Now go out there and make it a stellar day.